Jeff, there you are. Great to see you. You can dive in when you're ready.
Thanks, Jimmy. Great to see you as well. And what an exciting morning with everything happening down in Washington, D.C. We're actually on the heels of a trip down to one of our flagship portfolio projects in Washington, D.C., which I'll get into more detail in a moment. But yeah, what a great time for our program. What a great time to convene this group. So thank you again for all that you do for this industry. I'm excited to share with you today a little bit about the Altus Capital Opportunity Zone program. And as Jimmy mentioned, we're really bullish about the opportunity the remainder of this year. Part of that has to do with some of the progress we've had in what is now vintage two of our Opportunity Zone program. And also, we just think that, the remaining incentives in the program, regardless of what happens in terms of the new legislation, make this a great time to invest. A little bit about myself and the Altus team. So we bring a range of experience across a number of relevant core competencies. The team as a whole has historic asset management experience in excess of 25 billion, and these are at Wall Street firms like Citibank, Bank of America Merrill Lynch, and Man Group. The fund's investment manager currently manages and advises on assets in excess of 3 billion, and our investment management and property team had built out over 7 million square feet of real estate assets. I think it's worth noting that we were early to the game. As I mentioned, we're in vintage two. We'll be launching vintage three later this year. And I think we really saw a need for a differentiated approach to opportunity zone investing. Just to highlight kind of the four key pillars. One is we really target high growth, opportunity rich markets where we see a potential for 3x returns. We consistently hit in the teens and a 3x return plus. Really bringing differentiated, hard to access, off market real estate investment opportunities. And I'll share just a couple of those in a moment. We pride ourselves in the fact that we have a $1 billion plus proprietary pipeline of approved projects, working with operators with superb track records. And what we've done is we've constructed an OZ approach, which I think is maybe different than some of the presentations you'll hear today, which is that we really work to diversify our approach across multiple developers and projects, as opposed to some of the single asset funds that you'll see. Who we work with, the usual suspects, family offices, RIAs. I think it's also interesting to note that our team includes former business owners, tech founders, folks in real estate experience, folks with experience in blockchain and cryptocurrency industries. And so we really bring a unique customized approach with sort of a white glove service where we bring our own experience in these areas to bear on our partnership with both the professionals, RIAs, and family offices that serve clients with capital gains, but also the clients themselves. A little bit more on our diversification, because I think this is the key differentiating factor to our approach. If you think about us as operators with former experience, similar to the types of clients we serve, the differentiator on the investment approach comes across three areas. First, we work with sponsors that have deep experience in their particular areas. I'll talk about one of those, which is pictured here. Red Brick, the largest landowner of opportunity zones in the Washington, D.C. area. But these are tried and true developers with large balance sheets that can really weather any storm. Also, geography, as I mentioned, we like high growth areas. We tend to look at geography around the Smile District, from sort of southeast to southwest US. And then property type. We like multifamily. People need a place to live. And also, we like that it's really risk averse as a category in real estate. We also like really kind of unique properties with outdoor spaces, near parks, sort of a live, work, play environment. And I'll give an example of that next. But also worth saying, these three examples that I've shown you here, starting on the left, are Washington, D.C., Bridge District Project, Kinship in Charlotte, and then cul-de-sac in Tempe, Arizona, the country's first driverless community. All of these projects are well underway towards stabilization. Tempe on the far right is already fully stabilized, and Bridge District and Charlotte are both seeing strong demand and lease up sort of ahead of projections. Now, for the fun part, these are fresh off the press. This is on our recent visit to the Bridge District. This is a stunning property done in partnership with Red Brick in Washington, D.C. And you can see sort of the sprawling views here on the right of the new Bridge District in Ward 8 in Washington, D.C., the new Frederick Douglass Bridge. Sort of behind the cameraman is the new Department of Homeland Security, soon to be built Department of Cybersecurity, and lots of growth and demand in that area. And as I mentioned, lease ups have been even stronger than expected. A beautiful green wall on the left as you enter one of the 641 units in this new development. Really, shout out to Red Brick. They really rolled out the red carpet, and we were thrilled with the progress they've made to date. We were able to take a break sort of midway through. You can see the pool table on the right, a gorgeous outdoor space sort of seamlessly extending out from this shared communal area. Here, the front of the building. And then, wow, what a view. Going straight across the new Frederick Douglass Bridge. You can see the National Monument there and the waterfront. This has really been sort of a star achievement for the district in terms of how this area has grown and developed, both from a real estate and a business perspective. Kinship, I'll highlight as a second example from our second vintage fund. This is a Charlotte property. Again, doing very well in terms of lease up, great amenities, live, work, play environment, shared workspace, lots of outdoor area. And I think that speaks to how unique this type of property is. This actually used to be a Ford Model T factory in the 20s. 300,000 Model T and Model A cars were built here when the Ford factory set up shop. During World War II, shifted gears and became a quartermaster depot for the U.S. Army, building things like typewriter repairs and uniform distribution. Handed back over to the private sector in 1975, the U.S. Secretary of Defense sold this complex to Eckerd Pharmaceuticals. And it was then picked up by a well-known multi-generation development group in Charlotte called Atco Properties. They purchased the 76-acre site from Rite Aid Pharmaceuticals just prior to the new OZ legislation coming out. This is actually one of the reasons we were early into the program. Has turned out to be a spectacular effort, as you can see on the bottom there. Some of the breweries, which seems to be a concurrent theme in a lot of these developments, office space, restaurants. So lease ups have been great, both from the residential aspect as well as the commercial businesses coming in. If you're in the Charlotte area, I just think you should check it out. It's great nightlife as well. With that, if you're interested in Vintage 2, please let us know by the end of July. We would love to include you in this fund. And Jimmy, while we take questions, I'll go ahead and leave this up on the screen. I'm going to give folks a number of ways to contact me because I know everyone has a slightly different device or approach here. My email, jeff.tompkins@altuscapital.com. You can schedule directly with me on Calendly. And if you have your phone on you, just scan that QR code. That'll bring up our scheduling page. You can get on our calendar directly there. You can also text me, just text OZ, and I'll respond to you with more information. And of course, you can go to our newly launched website, altuscapital.com, where you'll find more information on the projects. And you can also request one of our recent white papers, Altus Insights, which shows the true benefit of the program, which is the long-term tax-free growth, no capital gains as opposed to the tax deferral.
Looks great, Jeff. Everybody
Thanks,
out there,
Jimmy.
just send Jeff a text message right now, 917-828-4447. He'll get back to you within moments, I think. Let's see. We got a couple of questions. Megan asked the same question of Capital Square. She wants me to ask it of everybody presenting today. So I'm going to go ahead and do so. Is it possible for an investor to come in directly at the project level if they're interested in investing in just one of your many projects in the fund? Is that something that you can facilitate?
Yeah, thanks, Megan. That's a great question. The answer is yes. We've actually have a couple of those connections happening right now, and we'd be happy to accommodate.
Good. And then question from Brad, and then we're going to move on to our next presenter. He says, well, first of all, he apologized. He said, hey, I had to step out of the room. Maybe I missed this, but can you go through the deal terms again, preferred return, timing of project, permitting, financing, and do you have any GMP in place?
Yes,
I
yes,
threw a
and
lot
yes.
at you there.
Not at all.
That's
I'd be
Brad's
happy.
fault.
Yeah, no, I want to leave time for the next presenter. And Brad, great to hear from you. Happy to share all of that if you just reach out to me. I think it's pretty standard. Folks will recognize, but this is GMP in place. And happy to report, we just did our investor report. Projects are under budget and ahead of schedule, both in terms of development and lease out. How often does that happen, Jimmy?
That's pretty impressive. Well, Jeff, I don't see any other questions, and we are a few minutes over, so I'm going to let you leave it there. But if anybody has any questions for Jeff about the Altus Capital OZ Fund, please don't hesitate to reach out. Lots of ways to get in touch with him. Jeff, thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate your time.
Great to see you, Jimmy.